order to understand how the multi-bet view works, let's have a look at recent markets because it's a quick way to enter a market. The market that is currently predefined is the match odds, but to understand the multi-bet view, it is more interesting to enter the correct score market. Entering this market and selecting the multi-bet view, we have some interesting betting options: Dutching, back the field, bookmaking, and lay the field. In the case of Dutching and back the field, we place back bets. In bookmaking and in lay the field, we place lay bets. The difference is that here we select some results, while here we have the option to select all at once. But in Dutching, for those who are not so familiar with the potential of this tool, we can choose some selections that we think are more likely, in this case, in the correct score. For example, in this game, let's have a look at the lowest odds, which correspond to the most likely results. We think the game will end 1-all or 0-1, so we choose these two selections. In this case, if the game ends with one of these scores, we win 32 euros by risking 10. This is because Wagertool splits our stake automatically by the two selections. 4.30 euros on the first selection at the currently available odd of 9.8 and 5.70 euros at an odd of 7.4 in this selection. And the bets are placed automatically. What's happening here, given the amount available in the market versus our stake, is that a stake percentage is presented which will be immediately matched in the case of the first selection. The rest will be on hold, meaning there may be some risk, but we can choose to lower the odd and guarantee that the bet will be fully matched, but obviously we sacrifice some of our profit by doing so. If we want, as we still have a great potential profit, we can cover more selections. That is, we can add the 1-0 and we are still in profit, risking the same 10 euros to get a 20 euro profit with these options. But let's say we also think it is possible that the game ends up with no goals, and we can still make a profit. We can add the 2-0 selection and we still make a profit. If we continue adding selections, we realize that this betting option gives us some comfort because we are covering all these final results. By risking 10 euros and automatically placing these bets through the software, we will win 4.32 euros if the final result is one of those selected. Obviously, if the final result is not one of those selected, we will lose the 10 euros. These two bets have not yet been matched, so either we wait or we sacrifice some more of our profit, lowering the odd. By clicking Submit Bets, these bets would be placed on the market and would be matched. This touching feature is therefore very useful and allows us to quickly place bets on the market. The reverse happens in the case of bookmaking. That is, this feature allows us to choose several results to bet against, distributing the value of the stake by the market selections we choose. If the final result of the game is not one of those we have selected to bet against, we will win the 10 euros bet. In case the final result is one of those we have selected, we will lose the amount indicated in red on the left, in this case 6.35 euros. We can increase the risk by eliminating some of the selections. We just have to click the box corresponding to the result we want to delete. If we only have these 4 selections on the market, the risk increases to 30.76 euros. In compensation, there are more final results that allow us to win the same 10 euros.